Now, what you're going to be listening to is a head coach. As much as it might sound like a cheerleader, it's a head coach. As much as it might sound like somebody who waves pom-poms around on Sunday afternoons for the Dallas Cowboys, it's Stephanie White. What do you got, Stephanie?
Don't be trying to get athletic.
Watch that again. That's a head coach mic'd up at practice, and what you're hearing sounds less like strategic instruction and more like a cheerleader hyping up a high school pep rally. Good, Tori. Nice. Yes. This is Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever's head coach, and the team's social media has been absolutely flooding their channels with content like this. But here's what's fascinating. While they're running a full-scale PR campaign for their coach, the actual franchise superstar who sells tickets is conspicuously absent from their promotional strategy. And fans have noticed.
This is said in jest, of course, some humor involved. The Indiana Fever is so desperate to sell tickets, they got Sophie Cunningham with her pants down. The Indiana Fever are so desperate to sell tickets, we got Sophie Cunningham with her pants down in these damn marketing videos. This is the lows that we've come to. Hey, so I can't. Hey, Sophie, pull your shorts down a little bit. We gotta sell some tickets, Sophie. Holy sh!
So the Indiana Fever posted a hype video to sell tickets for their season opener, and they literally had to resort to showing a player pulling her pants down in the promotional material. That's Sophie adjusting her shorts during warm-ups, and it made the final cut of an official marketing video. Think about what that signals. This is a franchise that broke attendance records last season, that had fans flying in from across the country, that turned a 17-year venue into the hottest ticket in women's sports. And now they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for content because they refuse to center their marketing around the player who actually drives revenue.
Welcome to the Benzano Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever, marketing this season around Stephanie White and Kelsey Mitchell and Raven Johnson. Those are the three people that they are using to push this team going forward.
Here's the breakdown of the Fever's 2025 marketing strategy, according to their own content output. Stephanie White interviews, exclusives, practice footage with her mic'd up. Kelsey Mitchell getting a full Fever All-Access episode dedicated to her journey. And Raven Johnson, the rookie, getting relentless promotion since draft night. Notice who's missing from that list. The player who generated 3.4 million viewers for ESPN broadcasts last season. The player whose jersey sales dominated WNBA merchandise. The player whose name recognition extends far beyond basketball into mainstream sports culture.
Weeks if this team stumbles out the gates. If you guys lose this home opener on Saturday, oh Lord. Oh, Scott Agnes, you want to talk about dark side. You want to talk about the dark side. You still don't get why your ticket prices dropped. Please make it stop. That's how I feel listening to Stephanie White. When Stephanie White gives her press conferences and her interviews in between practice, that's how I feel. Like, make it stop, please. Make her just stop. Stop.
And this isn't happening in a vacuum. Ticket prices for the Fever's home opener have dropped significantly compared to last season's pricing. Families are looking at $400 per ticket on average, then factoring in hotel costs, food, beverages, and they're asking themselves a legitimate question. Why would I pay premium prices to watch Caitlin Clark play power forward in an off-ball system under a coach whose tactical approach remains completely unproven at the WNBA level? The Fever are discovering that brand loyalty doesn't transfer automatically when you change the product.
Through to the venue. Won't watch or spend a penny as long as this front office and coach are employed. Damn, one ticket on average is $400. If you're a family of four, now you got to cop 4 tickets plus a hotel plus food and beverage to watch CC play power forward and be on Stephanie White's leash for 2 hours. When can I just watch the game on ESPN and order takeout? Worm, come through to the venue, Worm. Come through to the venue.
Look at the comment sections under every single Fever post right now. It's brutal. Fans are openly stating they won't attend games, won't purchase merchandise, won't support this franchise as long as the current front office and coaching staff remain employed. These aren't casual viewers complaining about a bad game. These are the core fan base, the people who invested time and money last season, and they're walking away before the season even starts. That's a catastrophic failure in fan relations, and it stems directly from how the organization has handled its most valuable asset.
This racist, you hate us, but want our money, no more from me. Dang. There won't be any noise at all because the fans are not coming to see CC playing off ball or small forward. If you want to sell tickets, start with the reason, Caitlin Clark. Few days left and still not sold out. The Stephanie White effect. Oh my gosh. Exactly, Paul. Every time you post, all I'm seeing is more and more unhappy fans commenting. Empty seats, reduced revenue is all you deserve. Folks, this is getting bad.
The Fever made roster moves this week, waiving Megan McConos, Jessica Timmons, and Kiana Trader. Standard preseason cuts to finalize the roster. But notice the pattern in who they're keeping and who they're promoting. Raven Johnson, the rookie who was involved in controversial social media activity last season that directly targeted Caitlin Clark's fan base, is getting the full promotional treatment. Meanwhile, the player who turned this franchise from a lottery team into a playoff contender is treated like an afterthought in their marketing materials. That's not an accident. That's a deliberate strategic choice.
It's immoral to squash your one of one and call it strategy. It's gross, it's BS, and it's ruining everything. Sheesh. The Indiana Fever, counting down to Sunday, switching the court. I don't know why the Pacers court would still be there. They've been done. We waived, Megan McConnell's waived, Jessica Timpson's waived, Kiana Traylor waived. They finally got rid of these people. Maybe they're going to bring in Marta Suarez on a development spot, cementing some actual front court players in case Aaliyah Boston goes down, in case Monique Billings isn't all the way healthy. But man, this Indiana Fever franchise between Amber, Kelly, and Stephanie, aka the Three Stooges, aka the Three Busketeers, they've really done quite a job making people upset. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me.
Here's what makes this situation particularly significant for the broader WNBA landscape. The Indiana Fever had something unprecedented last season. A generational talent who brought mainstream attention, sold out arenas, and generated television ratings that exceeded expectations by massive margins. That's the foundation every franchise dreams of building on. But instead of capitalizing on that momentum, instead of designing an offensive system that maximizes their star players' unique skill set, instead of marketing directly to the fan base that actually shows up and spends money, they've chosen a different path entirely. Stephanie White came in as head coach with a specific vision. And that vision apparently doesn't include featuring Caitlin Clark as the primary ball handler and offensive initiator. The preseason interviews and practice footage suggest an approach where Clark will spend significant time playing off-ball, potentially at small forward or power forward positions, while other players handle primary creation duties. That's a tactical decision that might work in theory, but it fundamentally misunderstands what made the Fever successful last season and what drives fan engagement. The marketing strategy reflects this same disconnect. By centering promotional content around the coach, around role players, around everyone except the franchise cornerstone, the Fever are essentially telling their fan base, "We know better than you what makes this team valuable. We're going to build our brand identity around our vision, not around what you actually want to see." And that approach works fine when you're winning championships and filling arenas organically. But the Fever aren't in that position. They're coming off a first-round playoff exit. They have a completely unproven coaching staff, and they're asking fans to trust a process that runs counter to everything that generated success last year. The business implications are already showing up in real metrics. Ticket sales are down compared to last season's pace. Social media engagement on Fever posts is increasingly negative, with comment sections dominated by frustrated fans rather than excited supporters. The promotional videos that should be generating hype are instead generating backlash. This is what happens when an organization loses touch with its customer base. And here's the thing about beat reporters and media coverage. They're noticing this disconnect too. The narrative around the Fever has shifted from surprise playoff team with exciting young star to dysfunctional franchise that can't get out of its own way. That perception matters because it affects everything from free agent recruitment to sponsorship deals to national television scheduling. The WNBA is a league where reputation and narrative drive significant business outcomes, and the Fever are currently building a reputation for mismanagement. Think about the position this puts Caitlin Clark in personally. She's entering her second professional season with even higher expectations, more media scrutiny, and a coaching staff that appears committed to using her in ways that don't align with her strengths. She can't publicly criticize the system without being labeled a bad teammate. She can't demand changes without being called entitled. She has to show up, execute whatever role she's given, and hope the results speak for themselves. That's a difficult position for any player, let alone someone carrying the weight of an entire franchise's commercial success. The comparison to other WNBA franchises is instructive here. Look at how Las Vegas markets around A'ja Wilson, how New York builds around Breanna Stewart, how Phoenix showcases Diana Taurasi even in the twilight of her career. Those organizations understand that star power drives revenue, and they structure everything from offensive schemes to marketing campaigns around maximizing that star power. The Fever had that blueprint available. They chose not to follow it. What makes this particularly frustrating for fans is the sense that this was entirely avoidable. The Fever could have hired a coach whose offensive philosophy centered around maximizing Caitlin Clark's playmaking and scoring abilities. They could have built a marketing campaign that celebrated their star while also highlighting the supporting cast. They could have engaged with their fan base, listened to concerns, and made adjustments accordingly. Instead, they've doubled down on an approach that alienates the very people who made last season successful. So the question becomes, what happens when the season actually starts? If the Fever come out strong, win their home opener, and show immediate chemistry under Stephanie White's system, then maybe this controversy fades and the results justify the approach. But if they stumble out of the gate, if the offense looks stagnant, if Caitlin Clark is standing in the corner while other players struggle to create, then the backlash is going to be severe. And it won't just be online criticism. It'll be empty seats, declining viewership, and a franchise that squandered the most valuable asset in women's basketball. The Indiana Fever have 3 days until their season opener. 3 days to either validate their strategy or face the consequences of ignoring their fan base. Because here's the reality. Fans aren't stupid. They can see when an organization is trying to manufacture approval through propaganda videos instead of earning it through results. They can tell when a coach is being promoted above the players people actually pay to watch. And they can absolutely choose to spend their money elsewhere if they don't like what they're seeing. So what's your take? Are the Fever making a smart long-term decision by building a system that doesn't revolve entirely around one player? Or are they committing organizational malpractice by failing to maximize their most marketable asset? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let me know if you're actually planning to support this team this season, or if you're sitting this one out until they figure out what they're doing. Subscribe if you want more honest breakdowns of WNBA business decisions, because this league has a lot of fascinating dynamics that don't make it into the highlight reels.